Alright, George Miller is back, and what does he do? Immediately make Idris Elba a sex-deprived genie. I'm joking, of course. 3,000 Years of Longing. So 3,000 Years of Longing is a new film from George Miller and stars Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton. Damn, Idris Elba sure is getting around this year. A lonely scholar on a trip to Istanbul discovers a djinn who offers her 3 wishes in exchange for his freedom. Unfortunately, that's the only plot synopsis I could find for this film, because believe me, if I sat here and came up with my own, we'd probably be here all night. Let's just say that that synopsis does not do this movie justice, because there is a lot more going on here than just that. Best way to describe 3,000 Years of Longing? It's a love story. Kinda. But it also serves as kind of a cautionary tale in a way. I'm a big sucker for films that are kind of weird and different in their own right, and 3,000 Years of Longing is very much along the lines of those films. It takes a lot of risks and presents a lot of concepts and ideas that you really don't see in many other movies today. And because of that, I do feel like this movie is going to turn a lot of people off, because this movie is very different. Not a lot of people are going to quite understand this movie, and I kind of feel like, you know, that's why it bombed. It is going to kind of piss people off because this film is very different, and it challenges you to think about things that you probably normally wouldn't think about. Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton are absolutely great, by the way. They're 2 of the most talented actors working in Hollywood today, and they do a absolutely fantastic job here. I love how this entire film is essentially just Idris Elba's character telling his life story to Tilda Swinton. But the way he does it, it's very cautionary, kind of like I mentioned before. Every story about his life that he tells her is supposed to be kind of a warning to her on how not to use her wishes. And it made for some pretty cool and visually appealing sequences. Tilda Swinton is the one who releases him from the bottle. And honestly, her character is a lot more interesting than I originally thought she was going to be. She's work obsessed, doesn't really trust a lot of people, and just kind of prefers to be alone. It's alluded to in the film that she might have gone through some kind of bad or abusive relationship in the past. So there's kind of a lot of elements about her character that are cloaked in mystery. So when this djinn comes into her life, she begins to kind of open up to him, and by the end of the film, she ends up having feelings for him. Mainly because as he's telling these stories about his life, you kind of begin to see parallels to her and him. And that sense of understanding is ultimately what brings these 2 characters together. And I love how not once she wishes for anything other than to be loved by him. Very sweet moment that really speaks a lot of volumes about her character. Now, if any of that sounded very off-putting to you and you're kind of scratching your head like, what the hell is this guy trying to sell me on? You have every right to feel that way, because once again, this is a very what the hell kind of movie. Visually, it's gorgeous, and I just love the cinematography and the style of it. It's filmed like a movie made by a director that does whatever the hell he wants, and that's exactly what George Miller is. I will say the CGI does look a little wonky at times. The scene earlier on when these characters first meet is a pretty good example. There's a shot where she's standing in front of him and he's just kind of taking up the whole background. You can still kind of see the outlining of a green screen in that shot. It's very off-putting. I don't know, honestly, if fans of George Miller's other films are going to enjoy this film, because a lot of this guy's fan base still sees him as the guy that's best well known for making Mad Max. And it's a shame, because overall 3,000 Years of Longing is not a bad film. CGI is a little wonky, and it may be different compared to most films today, but I was never bored or quite turned off while watching it. If you're a fan of George Miller's other works, I'd highly recommend this movie to you. Even if you're just an average moviegoer, I'd still ask you to check this out. If you're a person that can be open-minded and willing to experience new things, then you might find yourself enjoying 3,000 Years of Longing. Or you can be just like that jackass that was in the cinema with me, laughing at everything that happened on screen. Sometimes, guys, I really hate modern audiences. Movies like this don't get the attention that they deserve. We need more films like this. I'll say 3,000 Years of Longing is a fun matinee. Grab some popcorn for this one. Alright, thank you guys so much for joining me on my review for 3,000 Years of Longing. I officially did it. I'm all caught up from August. Thank God. I am probably going to go record my review for Barbarian right after this, because I got Barbarian, the Brahmastra review, and then this weekend I have a screening for The Woman King. Now, since I am the unbiased movie nerd, I still have to withhold my full judgment until I see the film, but just from what I've seen and a little bit of the research I've done, I I don't think that movie's going to crack my top 10 this year. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, I'm the Unbiased Movie Nerd. I'm saying peace, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace out, everybody.